Hello, hello, hello! Welcome, well met. Welcome to the stream. We're finally gonna stream this week. For those who don't know or didn't see the message, I couldn't stream what is at least present time yesterday. My internet provider decided to do maintenance and not that made it so I didn't have internet for a while. Like most of the day, which was annoying. But here we are. But more importantly, today is the first day of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, because Chronicles is basically the bundled version of the Great Ace Attorney. Oh gosh, I just saw it. I haven't pulled up another thing. Adventures and then Resolution. Yeah, Resolution? I might be getting the word wrong, but it's something like that. It's basically a Resolve. Was it Resolve or Resolution? I think it was Resolve. Anyway, it's two games into one, basically. I have played this before. This will be my second playthrough. And, yeah, I think that's about what I all want to say. I ended up changing... Oh, wait, one other thing. I ended up changing all of this week to just the Great Ace Attorney because I got annoyed that I couldn't stream yesterday. So I'm like, I'm just playing all this. I don't know why, but that was how my brain worked. There you go. Anyway, okay, now we'll get into the game. I'm going to have to move around on the screen. Oh, my chat is not up. I didn't notice that. That's probably also gonna have to move. I don't know where the safe spot is. You need to go for now, at least, little buddy, because you are actually blocking the way. Oh, my Switch audio is off. Okay. I'm like, why is it quiet? I'm like, oh, because I Switch audio off. I don't... You know what? I forgot to check to see how loud this game is. My little audio bar says it's fine. If it is not, if it has lied to me, please tell me. Whether in the chat, if you're watching live in the chat box, or if you can, or in a comment, either way is fine. Okay, so we're new gaming this, and yeah. I'm like, Great Ace Attorney music, I'm so happy. I'm a simple girl. I'm a simple lady. I'm immediately gonna have to move, probably.
The Empire of Japan.
Yep.
After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation.
I love
The
illustration.
revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide.
Oh. Are we immediately going to... Yeah, out! Okay, yep. There's gonna be a lot of death in this game. I might have wanted to say that earlier.
The turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
That's our pro tag. Clearly he didn't do it. He's our pro tag. That is Naruhodo Ryunosuke. And he's the titular Great Ace Attorney. The adventurer of the Great Detective. Did it say that? Oops. 22nd November, 8:43 a.m. Supreme Court of Okay, you know what? I'm just not gonna be able to say that word. Defendant's Antechamber 5. Judiciary? I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? This is from Naruhodo's perspective. Hello. Bailiff. What? Oh no, nothing. Save your glares, murderer! Oh, sorry. Ryunosuke. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume... Is it Yume or is it Yumei? I'm not sure, because sometimes when it's like May, well, when it's written like this, it's like, it's just May. But other times it's like May, and I'm like, I don't know which one it is. I'm going to go with Yume just because I'm going to mess up pronouncing that less. Okay. Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough! Asogi! Okay, sorry. He's not obligated to listen to such abuse, officer. Who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. I haven't really gotten into the voices. I might get voices characters, but I honestly haven't played this. So I should probably have listened to voice clips beforehand, because I'm like, I don't remember what you guys sound like exactly enough to give you proper voices. So bear with me. I'll get more into it as time goes on. Lawyer? Why did I say it like that? Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue. Technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. And yet, I seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryunosuke? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. So he's like, oh boy. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. He's so nervous. Understandably. Really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student. Obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not. You have to believe me. Of course I didn't do it. I could never murder someone. There's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean... I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend. Also in his second year at Yume University. But he's far more clever than I. A star student, in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive, considering he's still undergraduate. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. Here in Japan, anyway. My qualifications don't mean much. Yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Why am I saying it like that? I know Ryunosuke has an accent, but sometimes I say words weirdly. I'm like, that's not what I'm trying to do. Yes, that's when all this started. Sogi! I like calling him a Sogi. I think it's just funner to say, but I like Kazuma! Congratulations, Kazuma! It looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. I know. I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and success in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you. I'm proud, as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. It's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. About that. Then come with me. We'll have a wild time tearing the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. Only it were that simple. Oh dear. Look at the time. I better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. Bye-bye, Kazuma! I say that as if we're not gonna see him in, like, the next scene. It was straight after that. That's when it happened. Oh, I don't know who this is. I think I... It's like one of two characters, but I don't know which one. Asogi, may I have a word? Oh, okay. Hi! Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to... Oh wait, I should give you a deeper voice. And you don't speak very much at all, but... Well, this case has personal significance to me. Never mind that for now, Sogi. You should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers, why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. I see. I'll go at once, then. She'll accompany you. Susato, I think. Yeah? Susato. We'll be seeing a lot of her. I like her. She's good. Alright then, Yurinosuke. See you in the courtroom. Yes. Thanks, Kazuma. Bows. No, he's left. I don't remember your name right now. It was longer. Lots of dots. Oh, this is awkward. If I may... Yes, sorry? You must be the defendant. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Yujin Mikotoba. Ah, Mikotoba. I know him as Mikotoba. As you can see with the little name tag right there. I'm the professor of... I'm the professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. Ah, Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Sogi has told me about you, and you and he are best friends, I understand. Ah. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, you no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked, and never granted again. What? Ah, as I suspected, you are unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi might have chosen not to tell you. He agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It is very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it. I swear. Swear it. I'm not a murderer. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Sorry, what do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. Wow. Ooh, the music's changed. But then what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so... as soon as the trial starts, The judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. I do? But what will the question be? Surely not, do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant! The bailiff. Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. It would seem our... I don't know how to say that word. It would seem our discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Osogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving! There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. You went black and white. This is it. The trial goes badly. Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over. And what's more, he'll be found guilty of murder. And so, absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. Oh yeah, this is told in like past tense. My one and only chance of proving my innocence. A trial that would decide my destiny. It's not an Ace Attorney game if your protag isn't accused of murder. It's funny, that happens way too often. Okay, 22nd of November, 9 a.m., Supreme Court Judiciary... I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Gosh dang, English being too complicated. Courtroom 2. He's so freaking out. So this is a courtroom. The Supreme Court of Judicature. Spit it out. I really don't know how to pronounce Judicature? Yeah, whatever. No court in the land has more power. Don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. The powers that have been determined that this will be a secret trial. Secret trial? A trial that that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? Why? It will become clear in time, but for now... Oh, hello, Alice! Welcome, welcome. I just totally broke a version there. You need to concentrate. What? I'm just gonna trip on over my words. You need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. Poor Ryunosuke flinches because he hears the loud noise. All the little details in this, I love. A court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Ba ba ba, court music. Oh, what do I want ouchie sound like? Probably nasally, giving that's how... This guy is clearly the ancestor of some future characters, so I guess I'll go off of their voices. This is gonna be so annoying to do. Actually, maybe not. Maybe not as fully as I want. How to do this. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. As is the defense. Ryunosuke's monster. I forgot how scared he was. I mean, understandably so, but jeez, he really shows that he's terrified. Before we begin, there's a point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That is correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedures for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to the trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obligated to ask for a final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That was the question Professor meant. But then, if I say I do... you have to defend yourself. You need to answer quickly. What should I do? Answer I do. You definitely need to do that. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed about that, Asogi. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear that- Oh my gosh. Hi. Scared the bejeebus out of me. What does this mean of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. You'll be... What? Ba-ba-ba! How are you playing at Ryunosuke? Professor Mikotoba told me everything just now. Just before the trial. He did what? You said your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I wouldn't be able to get you off? No, it's not that, really. It's just that, well, on the off chance things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that You two are just being good friends, you idiots. Kazuma wants to defend Ryunosuke, and Ryunosuke is like, I don't want, if this goes south, I don't want you to get dragged on with me. Ah, they're good buddies. Yes. I knew that's how you feel. It's exactly why I decided not to tell you. Mr. Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Sogi's not happy. Very well. Court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well, well. Does the accused admit defeat already? For announcing his own counsel? Really?
Objection!
Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows the defendant's innocence is so apparent, he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Oh, yes, exactly! Exactly what I wasn't thinking. Not confident at all. And there's the face. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. I love this pose of Asogi. Look at Kazuma. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. Kazuma's just like, my friend, seriously? Come on, put yourself together. He's so done with Ryunosuke. He's like, man, come on, buck up. I know you can do it. You're a classmate too. You actually know some of your things. Come on. I'm here too. It's so cute. Well, from a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, must have perpetuated a most heinous, that's pronounced heinous, must have perpetuated a most heinous crime indeed. You are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of... Could you use a different word, please? I don't know how to pronounce this one. Judiciary? Oh, you know, it's gonna be the wrong word. Okay, hi, twin. What is this word? How do you pronounce that? Do you know? Judicature? Judicature? Okay, that's a lot better than I was getting. Yay, Safaria for the win. It's better than I was getting! Thank you, Twinning! Okay. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of now if I can say it. Judicature. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna mess up on saying it now. Of Japan. Accordingly, the various highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. By competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. So, let's start with the very simplest of questions. Tutorial! Yes. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. Heard his name more times than I care to remember. But... wait. Ugh, I'm so nervous. I can't even remember that. What was it again? Been there, done that. Ionesque. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank. You know me so well. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that. It's simple. You can access the court record with a press of the R button, because this is a tutorial now. If you ever find yourself forgetting something, just consult that. It's all in there. You just have to press the R button. Well, it's like a right R trigger button. Looks at my control. With the court record. Alright, there's no time to lose. Oop. Oh, I have to picture it. This is a list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people instead with the R trigger. Jump one. I want to look at the other thing, the evidence. You'll find details about the victims in here. When you're done, just press B to go back. What are you doing? My twin's being a nuisance. Boy! Yeah, it's the boy! Sogi! It's a Sogi! Okay. I have no idea how much I was picked up. We're just enthusing about a Sogi right now.
We're being silly.
Yeah, we are. That was my twin Savoria. If her voice, I think, was able to be picked up. She might be dropping in. She's very enthusiastic about this game, too. Alright, yeah, I already got this bit. Oh. I think you're 42! I like how he's 23. I think Ryunosuke's like 20, 21. I think he's like 2-3 years younger than... Ryunosuke's a bit younger than Sogi. Taketsuchi Aochi. John H. Wilson. That's a name I can easily pronounce. Victim of this case, he was visiting the professor at medicine at Yume University from the British Empire. John H. Wilson. So remember, everything you do with the current case can be found in the court record. Thank you for the hello, Alex. Now you better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record and then press X to present it. Try it now.
Yes!
Yes! The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to Yume University 3 years ago. Hi, Margaret. Welcome, welcome. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such a profound implications. The British Empire... Ooh, hello, Frigu. It's just everyone's coming up and interrupting the judge. The judge is not allowed to speak. As ordered by my chat. Okay, the implications is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. I judge the judge unworthy to speak. The tiny frog has spoken. You cannot override. I love that. Poor Ryunosuke. You're not actually gonna see too much of Ryunosuke freaking out like this outside of this case. Oop, there goes the light. Oh my gosh, what was that? Stay. Are you going to stay, light? Okay, the light's going to stay. can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. But you are both undergraduates of Imperial Yume University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor? But I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting the English's policymakers. And you are a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities. Is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. Fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Kazuma! Oh yeah, this is the dialogue we've seen. See you later. He wants to stay. Lester staying at the... And then he leaves. Bye-bye, Kazuma! The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Wait. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, should go and say hello. So I went over to the professor's table. Ah, look at him. This guy's adorable. And then introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. I almost said Watson. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. The cause of death. Well, obviously, that was, Ryunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now.
Yes!
Yay, postmortem. I realized what that was as soon as they were asking for the cause of death. I'm like, oh, the envelope thing. Well, according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to a gunshot trauma. Learn to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it. Sorry, yes, that's right. The, post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. Here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. Ever the student. This so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. Oh, this is... Okay. Oops. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume the victim was shot at close range. Thank you, Consul. This court will accept this more modern scientific evidence into the court record. Whatever. Photographic print of the victim has been entered in the court record. Woo! So that's the photographic print. That's something I've never seen before. Oh, by the way, this game takes place in 1899, and I know this for a fact because they're celebrating that it's going to be 1900. in some of the cases. The game, I think, might take place in 1900 a bit, but we're not there yet. But yeah, it's 1899 or thereabouts. I don't think it's like 1898. I'm pretty sure it's 1899. Anyway, it's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. That's how photographs work. And yeah, they did actually have cameras back then. They are just a lot harder to come by. I've seen photographs from like 1880. So yeah, turn of the century. I actually seen camera advertisement in like 1900s, as in the decade, in newspapers. It was like 1904, and it was like, get your Kodak camera. Not sponsored. But I was like, oh, I didn't know that brand was so old. Gosh. It's like, gosh, you learn something new every day. So yeah, cameras, definitely a thing. Anyway, I'm gonna just always interrupt. I'm like, we interrupt this video game, because Leona wants to say a little fact or clarify something. This might be something you get to used to. This game's gonna make us have many history. I'm assuming you meant lessons instead of listens, but yes, this is actually the era I know historical facts from. Yeah, like, my outfit here is about 15 years too modern for this game. Actually, no, it kind of might have been seen in 1912, but yeah. Anyway, my outfit is a bit too modern regardless. Very well, I am satisfied with your answers. Immediately just into voice acting. Let us start the trial. I'm glad. If you're not here for me to go off on little tangents every now and then about little facts that I know, you're watching the wrong VTuber. Certainly, Your Excellency. So without further ado, in order to better appraise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls in its first witnesses who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened. This is it, then. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotoba? Yes, clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Ah, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Sogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but with any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is, rein in that crazy look of bewilderment, and control the cold sweats. If only you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first. I love how his headband's always in the wind. Have photos from the Civil War in the US during the 1860s. Ooh, yeah. Cameras are pretty old. A lot older than we might think. It's pretty cool looking up. I want to say early photography, but that doesn't quite encompass what I'm meaning. But first ever photography efforts. It's very interesting, very cool. And there's also some photography methods that aren't in use, mostly because they were a bit impractical, but they have really crisp, clear results. And it's amazing. You'll get this just absolutely gorgeous. It's always monochromatic. I don't think there's anything colored. A colored photograph means it's colored by hand. Like, the photograph itself was not colored. Like, it wasn't taken as, like, a colored photograph. But the photograph, as in the actual, like, object, has been colored by hand. That might be a little confusing. Hopefully that's clear enough, but okay. But yeah, photography's old. Witnesses, state your name and occupation for the court, please. Osonaga! I like him. This guy's a silly man. Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I'm the head waiter of the Western-style restaurant called La Carnival. Ahem, ahem. Oh my god, you're bleeding. I forgot about that. Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some, This man's never okay. It's a regular occurrence. It doesn't really bother me. Get medical help. I would be more serious about that, but medicine's not really good in this era, but this poor man. Well, it really, really should. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery 3 days ago. I'm not sure if I said that word right, but okay. The one thing about these games, I really should get a dictionary because I'm like, some of these words I'm not familiar with because I think they actually just very, very lightly pepper in a little bit more of, like historical words. They make the speech just every now and then just reference to like how people actually spoke, but they don't try too hard because I mean like this game is not trying to be historically accurate, it's just sort of giving a nod to historical accuracy. That's about it. Understood. Hosonaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. Out. At once, sir. And no petty introductions from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. Oh, perspirating maybe, but aspiring? What be a Nosuke? It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have few dinners at that time of day. Or diners. We have few diners at the time of day. The white on white. I maybe managed to make the boxes more opaque, but I like being able to see through them. The lunchtime rush was over and there were only 3 tables still occupied. It's in with my memory of it too. There's hardly anyone else in the place. It was when I was in the kitchen putting away the crockery and cutlery. Crockery is like dishes, by the way. It's ceramics, porcelain, you know, earthenware. I think that's the word. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what happened. Found the victim, an English gentleman, who slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student. Hold on, let me just clarify something there. While I did pick up the gun I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him.
Objection!
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, not you amateur. What? Now's not the time, Inosuke. Next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, Defendant Naruhodo. Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, you must just quietly listen to the witness. If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in hand was the same man we see here in court today. Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No. There was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, did you just say... There was no one else around that table? What's the matter, Ryunosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite to... Oh, wait, yeah, sitting opposite to him at his table. Really? I thought something the waiter could have missed. I warned about interjecting. Still, what should I do? No, we're waiting for Ryunosuke. Desperately want to say something. I was told not to interject. Ryunosuke. Your parents tell you to study. You're the kind of man who would diligently get to work, aren't you? I suppose I am. Never got into university otherwise. Oh, did I put on an autoplay? You can't always follow the rules in life, you know. Okay, I don't know why I was skipping through that. If you don't say what you want to say right now, you'll seriously regret it when you're found guilty. Alright, you scared me. I won't forget that piece of advice in a hurry. There is something I want to say. I'm just gonna shut my eyes and say
Yes!
it. Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Objection!
Dear me, dear me. Whatever are you going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for the court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. I tried not to make him talk. I'm like, no, you gotta wait for the cross-examination. Kazuma is just like, do it anyway. And I'm like, Kazuma! Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? But I'm sure of what I saw. Hosonaga-san. Is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy. Hosonaga. No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please have a look if you like to. Let me see. A sketch of the establishment's layout, drawn by yourself, I presume. That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Thank you, sir. Court will now take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. That is very tiny. Oh, well... Is there a problem? And the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. What was that about? He had been completely calm and collected until now. Oh my gosh. Nope, he's just gonna do that. Something clearly seems to have shaken him. Yep. The waiter's okay. Are you gonna be okay? So, the court has now heard the precis of the case. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant. The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. Soon we're looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. You admit your guilt at this stage. The court is willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense, if you are determined to pursue the matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. What do you think I should do, Kazuma? What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Cosmo doesn't like that idea. Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual, about these peculiarities. You've said it, Professor Mikotoba said it, and so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. This is not gonna be your most dramatic case, my friend. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, willing to throw that trust back in my face. Is that it? He's totally teasing him. Look at that face. What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you just going to give up on yourself? Battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. You... The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. We'll see just how decisive this evidence really is. Osogi, I'm moving the plot along. I should be like, Kazuma, I'm moving the plot along, Osogi. Indeed. Prosecutor Aochi, please continue with proceedings. Well, you are warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint. I can be a devil when I want to be. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witness. Very well, officer. Bring forth the witnesses at once. Ba, ba, ba. Hello. Oh my gosh. I forgot about the old man. He was in the opening cutscene, even. Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army's Sergeant Iesa Nosa, reporting for duty, sir. Myself, I find employee as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from effervescence of our nation Nippon. I conduct my trade from Raisute, a humble premises in the 2nd District, Kyuryo Korekuta, at your service. An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing. The face. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. Must be diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question. Always post-noon. Korekuta is just like, I have a vase. I like how he's just not really addressing anyone. He's just talking while staring at the... Actually, isn't it an urn or... It might be more of an incense burner, actually. I noticed the holes on the top. Not an urn. Is he an incense burner? He's certainly fixated on it. And not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business. I can't understand a word of what that old man is saying. He's an antique dealer, and sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Though to be honest, the sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative. Enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. was that black uniform rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearms, sir. This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. So, this is the decisive evidence the prosecutor was threatening. The soldier is claiming he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. You're gonna say, I have been this whole time. That has not changed. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Sir, yes, sir. Stand by the ready to report, sir. Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon. It's gonna be so more words I'm just question marks and trying my best. What the witnesses saw. I was ingesting a regulation beef steak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. Now he has a vase. Thank you, Alex. I'm trying my best here. At that precise moment, the firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black-formed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back of the cowardly little weasel. I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysterious absconded precious curio. The dialogue is so disconnected between the two, it's hilarious. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir! Affirmative, sir. The wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgiving... Put the knife away, Grandpa! How many different changes do you have for examining things? Oh my gosh! Also, who let Grandpa bring a knife? What times we live in. I can't take this seriously. Grandpa has a knife. What times we live in when an English gentleman may be assailed in broad light of day. But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Ryunosuke? Yes. All I did was pick up the gun I saw lying on the floor. After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant. And I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought it perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up... Bang! Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue to who that criminal was. There is? Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now. He's like, no questions, just action. I love Kazuma. As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimonies of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. I already saw something. It is time to bring these despicable students to justice. Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict this... I love how he's just, yes! What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? I mean, the defense demands its right to a cross-examination. I don't know where the voice went with that. Dear me, dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. You leave Asogi's headband alone. Huh? How did he know? He saw you talk? Prosecution objects. It's a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection!
Oop, that was Asogi. The defendant is ascertaining its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he is capable of it is irrelevant. Oh, she's like, ah. Kazuma is so commanding. Headstrong, more like it. Very well. Let the defendant conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. Yeah. Alright, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? Sorry. I'm just like Professor Layton. Whenever I see Isn't It Obvious, I'm just Professor Herschel Layton's voice in my head, just, isn't it obvious? And I'm just like, hey, Layton. Okay, distraction. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witness's statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means that soldier has to be... What that soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but... just a case of proving it. And the key to doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. I have an idea of what I can do. I don't know if the game will let me do it now, though. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you. Alright then. It's all or nothing. Snack. Let's go! Cross-examination. What the witnesses saw. It's not that. I don't have interest in what you're saying. Yeah, your own eyes. Oh, wait, no. Black uniform varsity cadet fired on the English civilian from the back of the parlor. Okay. I'm gonna press quickly, just in case. So this black uniform university cadet, you're saying that was... Arg! I've just about enough of your sauce, cadet. Who else do you see around in a black uniform, Well, there's someone standing right next to me who fits the description as well, but... It was you, you little weasel! You unloaded the firearm on that man! From behind his back, and you call yourself a... Hello. You call yourself a citizen of the great empire of Nippon! You disgust me! Ryunosuke is thinking. What is it, Ryunosuke? I'm not quite sure. It's something the sergeant just said, but I can't put my finger on it. Something's laying on my mind. Yeah, I've noticed it too. In that case, check back over the details of the evidence gathered in the court record. Find an inconsistency there with what the witness just said, and don't hold back. Send the evidence to the court. Thrust it in the witness's face to make him choke on it. Oh. Right, there are actually in-game achievements. And apparently I never got that one. I'm just like, oh, hello there. Yeah, I don't care about that, actually. Night? Okay, I have to wait for the dialogue to finish. Yeah, if you notice, he said fired from the back, but the gunshot wounds, you know, seen on the front, and you have the scorch marks. So it's not just an, This is gonna sound grisly, but hey, we're talking about a murder victim here. If you are feeling squeamish about any of this at all, you're in the wrong place. I'm sorry, this is not the game for you. But yeah, it's not an exit wound. It is an entry wound because of the scorch marks. That's how you're able to tell. I know way too many. I thought I just heard like somebody go, huh? I probably misheard something, but that was like, what? Anyway.
Yes!
And I'm correct because the music stopped. Are you okay? Ryunosuke, you need to speak. Everyone's just like, and... Ryunosuke? What? What are you playing at, Cadet? What is the meaning of this insubordination? Thrusting some photographic print in my mustache. Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes! Hi! There's a clear inconsistency here. What nonsense! What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. Arg, so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. Couldn't it be more plain? To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Ooh! Eee! Kazuma Sogi's theme! This is my favorite song in the game. Oh! This is the song that I was thinking of when Hikari. I'm like, there's another song that gives me a similar feeling. It's Kazuma's theme! Oh my gosh. I think Hikari would both love Kazuma, but also be like grabbing him by his little, they said the word earlier, but I already don't remember the full thing. But his little headband there, little tails, and just be like Hikari just grab him like, no. Do not rush in. Anyway. Kazuma, what? What are you talking about? As apparent from a single glance at the photographic print presented by the defense, that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. What? Seriously, you didn't notice? Sergeant Iesa Nosa. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. Black uniform varsity cadet fired on the English civilian. And from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
Yes!
But no, that just can't be. And why not, cadet? Because Ryunosuke's like, help, I can't get the words out. Take a close look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Ah. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? Ryunosuke is surprised by the pointing. Hello, baby! I said there's an actual baby. Bye-bye, baby. Yeah, if you haven't pieced together, the little tide thing on Nosa here, he has a baby sling. There's a baby on his back. That's why he's not standing, like, properly. He's holding on to the kid on his back. So there's a baby in court. Oh no. And he's just sputtering. I don't feel the need to voice that. What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back. He pushed it down again. It was a baby! You couldn't see that, Ryunosuke. Well, I suppose he's a little bit further away from Nosa than us as viewers can see. Certainly. Certainly, there's a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Oop. White? Okay, there it goes. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Sweats bullets. Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Till the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were baby. Firmly affixed on delicious La Carnival steak, sir. The cute baby is laughing. Somebody get the child out of the courtroom, please. I mean, the kid's not gonna be able to remember any of this, so I'm not worried about that, but I'm like, is there no one else to take care of this poor child while his dad's testifying? What? Last testimony the court heard proved one thing beyond reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Iyasa Nosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all. That's absurd. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Shots fired. There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial. From that one discrepancy. You're still so stunned. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. But I definitely saw him. Cosmo's not pulling his punches, go get him. Yeah! I'm gonna find out that it's a trend. Let's see. That university collect here, he was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back. But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either. Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. You were busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure. This old man. Treasure? Oh my gosh, don't use your face as a... Yeah, oh my god. The man's gonna swing at you. Indeed! The whole... Let's see, is that Hoi Era Koban, my prize coin. On each occasion when I visited that restaurant, it was my habitude to place it in my bosom pocket. A particular trinket of interest from my shop, Rasute. In the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you. On that day, under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I preferred my Hoi treasure. Believe that he would purchase such a rare find, I did not. But I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished. A Koban vanished. Hunting around the table. In case it might happen had fallen there. And then it happened. Ooh, bangs. So loud. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did. But I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded Hoi treasure. Nothing could distract me. Determined old man. That was a very determined old man. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? Probably not. No. Poor old man's just shaking. But he is ready to swing at you. I see. A lamentable day. Precious Hoei Koban was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. As I am sure everyone present is aware. Nope, I hear you sticking. This case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegram this very afternoon. Nonetheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Aochi? Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. My witnesses have further testimony to make. Explain. Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear. There's only one person who could have possibly committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Asoki's not pleased with this. Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. We will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as cuticle glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir. At once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir. Hello, baby. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name Aido. Or is it Aido? It might be Aido. It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Aido. Attention! That man has a very long head. I guess, you know what? He is rather long in the face, isn't he? Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. The baby. True culprit. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. The square man has a cute song. Yeah, I know, which is the name of the little kiddo. Hello, baby! Happy baby! There's a baby, it's cute. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was. That young lad in black. That much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that there were only personnel. They were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out. These testimonies. Yes! Ryunosuke, stop that. Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. Please. Enough of these outbursts already. There was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her. You call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. Ugh. It is evidence beyond reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact. I know, but these outbursts as a man who doesn't realize he's in an Ace Attorney game! You're right! This is a photographic print of the scene of the crime, Consul. Indeed, of the table which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. As can plainly be seen, there's only one place set. Certainly. Based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. This doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. Okay, print is added. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that no one else saw that woman. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. That's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him. Cosmo's thinking. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies we have just heard, leave no further room for doubt. These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Taketsuchi Aochi, will contribute to the amity of these two great empires is an honor. Oh, okay. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. What? What you said is true. There's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it. To draw out the truth. In your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuma. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick. Understood? Heh. Rules can be so unbending at times. Ugh. Oh, jeez. So many voices. True culprit. Even if what I saw wasn't the first I spoke, firearms was hard, so was thing. Gun at the far man that was standing right back. Hey, I did not want that button. I wanted the other button. Elaborate? Yes, it may be true I was holding the gun at that point in time. But I told you already. It's only because I picked it up off the floor. But obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you could explain it away. I had just finished drinking my coffee. I was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed a gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet. Okay, so we've seen this actually already. The exact moment the gun went off. Gunshot. Full of events beyond our control, life is. Sorry? What do you mean? In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated this testing predicament. Whereas, conversely, I failed to pick up the gun from the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. But anyway, the fact remains, myself, I did see you. With pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner. More visual search. Evidence. I guess that's the thing. Okay, wait. Let me... I don't want to present it. I just want to look at the court record. Okay, I pushed that button and I can pull up the court record. Cool. Okay, that's not the one. So... Oh wait, there's a magnifying glass? Forgot about that. I forgot we had a little zoomy zoom. Look, it's a daffodil. At least it looks like a daffodil. Okay, enough goofing around. Bottle of carbonated water and a steak and steak lunch can be seen at the victim's table. Oh right, you can click on things. Maybe? Okay, hold on, let me see if the chat's blocking the... No, okay. I'm not allowed to do that yet, but I can zoom in. It's kind of cool how that... Oh, hey, you know, they put it so... They have it so the ink is darker where it overlaps. That's neat. Okay, enough getting distracted.
Yes!
I might have to just press on all the statements here. Grandpa was looking at the floor. Did he see the gun there? That's a good point. I don't know if we can ask that, though. So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, and you alone. That I did. Forgive me for the position I place you in. So the testimonies of the old man and the soldier and the waiter all agree on one point. Isn't that interesting? Let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support the statements as well. As clearly can be seen, there's only a single beef steak on the victim's table, a meal for one. No. The antiques dealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before. Yeah. It's not impossible that they're all lying. But if so, then why? I'm perfectly honest. I'm perfectly honest. I have absolutely no idea. Back near for dispatcher Englishman. Over and out. Well, if I go to the end, maybe. You usually get a hint if you loop around. What do you think, Ryunosuke? Whoa. I like how his headband starts blowing in the non-existent wind whenever he gets the disappointed look. He's just like, come on, man. What's the matter? I can't find anything. I can't find a clear discrepancy anywhere. I'm done for. I can't win this trial. No. Listen, the first thing to do is calm down. You can't expect a witness statement to be full of holes every time. You just take your time and try to tease more information out of them first. Okay, so it does want me to press on all the statements. What do you mean? Actually, I might just skip through this dialogue. Yeah. As simple as that. Yeah. Okay, he's just telling me he can't accept this point. I'm gonna skip through. Okay. Please let me get to cross-examination. I understand. I just wanted to make sure I'm not missing something because I'm like, do you want me to press all the statements? Haven't done this one yet. Ah. Why are you so loud? No. It's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't fire that gun. We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of a uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet. I don't think so. Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked. Okay? Did you? Did you see it? Did you see me blink? How could I? And yet, it's an undeniable fact that I did blink. So there you have it. That's a terrible analogy. I don't have what? Attention! The sound of the firearm rang in my ears. In the very next moment, I saw you waving the gun at the Englishman. I think that says it all, don't you? Let us not forget that the antiques dealer witnessed the accused in the most incriminating position as well. Is that so, Korekuta-san? He's just shaking. He's like a nervous chihuahua. Yeah, I saw this one. Yeah, I already did that one. Or wait, no. Did I do this one? Okay.
Yes!
You must have noticed something else at Dr. Wilson's table. There's a lady there.
Attention!
Okay, I think this, yeah, I didn't do this one. As you have been at pains to point out time and time again, I feel like I'm growing a callus in my ear. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. Only there'd been more people dining there at the time. Somebody else would have noticed her. Unfortunately, it's already past 2 p.m. when it happened. Quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. I know, of course the place was almost empty. It's what you would expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of a time to eat. I wonder if there's a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day and why he was alone. Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason. Oh, more information? There was. This was found in the victim's jacket pocket. What is that, Consul? It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. Alta Clinic. Yes, there would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. Doesn't the waiter's plan only show 1x? Yeah. I don't know why there's only 1x on the waiter. Well, that was... There's only 1x actually on the waiter's little card thing. Because, it's presumably he did the rough sketch and put an X where Dr. Wilson was sitting. I need a drink. Can't see the teacup. Hold on. I'm moving over for a second. Mwahaha, I'm blocking dialogue. I'm so evil. Ah. Seriously, doing all these voices, it's really hard on my throat. Ah. Especially it's all dudes. It's all men. Kazuma is just basically me talking normally, but still, that's not most of them. Okay. Also, Hata Clinic is a reference to the original trilogy of games. Yeah, the date of entry in question. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m. The very day of the incident. So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on the case. Thank you, Margaret. I wonder, what do you think, Ryunosuke? I think I want to examine that. Well, it's hard to see how it could be relevant, really. Remember, you can request it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. Absolutely, it's gonna be useful. Thank you for the amounts. I asked Dr. Wilson's... Yes! I need more evidence. He's so darn nervous. If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? The court has already heard the conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern.
Objection!
Ooh, that was a sogi. Hello. Whether they are not of concern is up for us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon? You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. Court will grant the defendant's request. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's the most disturbing trend. People have rights! Ouchie. Jerk. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. Added. What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you're forgetting that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Korekurta-san. Okay, that's nice, but I want to go look at things. Can I look at this? Medical report card from the victim's pocket. Oh, can I not look at it? Oh yeah, it doesn't have a magnifying glass in the corner. Actually, what does this say? I haven't looked at this. Yeah. Fire. No exit wound. Bullet did not pass. Okay, well that's good to know, I guess. Oh, and that would also give you a tip that there's not an exit wound there. Okay, we'll just have to... Already did this one. I think it's the last one we haven't done yet.
Yes!
Press. Why aren't you telling the truth? What? What did you say, Cadet? Do you remember? There was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you may not have noticed, but for both of you to have failed to see the professor's dining companion, it's just not possible. It's so sketchy. Unfortunately for you, Defendant Naruhodo, it's not a case of these two witnesses alone. Sorry. The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said that the victim was alone. That's right. Precisely. In other words, you are the sole proponent of this phantom lady. But I... If such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made. It is a blatant waste of the court's time. There's nothing I can say to that. Hi, Kazuma. You suck. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. We've gleaned some new information. Well, yes, I don't feel like it changes much. I can't say it brings any real discrepancies to light. I want to be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. Yay! Kazuma's gonna read it. I want to see what it says. Yes. This is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. How exactly? Well, how exactly? Yeah. Yeah, okay, now it unlocks the examination on this. Okay. We had to talk to Kazuma to get the magnifying glass. Yeah, we've seen this. I'm just gonna skip him explaining over the game mechanic. The waiter is sick. Was the victim delivery report to the waiter? No, this is a medical report for Dr. Wilson. He went to see a doctor before coming to the restaurant. Oh yeah? Ooh, this is our first 3D one. Yes, I know how this works. I know how this works. I've done this many a time. Alright, yes. Why is that taking so long? You have to see the animation, whether you like to or not. Yeah, and it changes. I'm just skipping through it because I do not need game mechanics explained to me. Yeah. Oh, let me actually get this out. Yeah. Let's see. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report. See if there isn't something new to be learned by examining it in more detail. Are you sure about that? Yes. We're about to look at it. Okay, yeah, we need to use that. Medical report required for every visit. Thank you for the translation. Yeah, name Mr. John Watson, Hotta Clinic. Ooh. Oh, it's a dentist. Ooh. I'm thinking I'm remembering why this is important now. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Oh. Hold on. I'm gonna scooch down here. I look like I'm trying to make my mind. I'm like, oh dear. Hello. I feel like I'm a small child sitting in Ryunosuke's lap now. I'm just like, big brother. Okay. Me being stupid aside. What are they saying? So you're gonna just have to deal with the chat box covering up your party. Oh yeah, maybe. I'm gonna scoot in between. Hello. I'm in this conversation. Wait, hold on. Hello there. It's gonna move around. But I'm just gonna sit here for a second. Hello, you two. Looking rather stiff today. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. Let's have a look. There's some kind of medical history. Ah, and there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so. Just before the incident, he had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. Oh yeah, you can see little Mousy. Little Mousy. Hey, you know, actually, because you're not blocking chat or any of the talking boxes for now. You could hang out. Hi. You can give them the mouse are loose. You space painted mice are loose on loose. It's an infestation. Oh no. It's the cutest ever. Yes, you are. Very cute. I'm glad I look like I don't really fit in here. Okay. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Though it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you from feeling pain. Ah, there's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure, until the anesthetics effects have passed. Dun dun dun, that's important. It would be hard to eat after a tooth extraction. Yep. Important information. He went to the dentist. Really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. The cute VTuber. Guys, you gotta stop. Okay, I'm gonna scooch back over here. I'm gonna cover up Ryunosuke a little bit. I'm sorry, buddy. But I think this is gonna be done. I'm a mustache now. The meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. So I think it's time we listen to the testimony again. Don't you? Yeah, definitely. Ah. Oh gosh. Oh no! Do not bombard me with praise and compliments. I will get too flustered to function. You could be the 3 crime-solving buddies. That's functionally what we are. Okay, precise moment. That's not important. Not there. Confirm there are only personnel. I think it's this one I have to present it on. Hold on. Wait. Which one brought up the photograph? Okay, let me skip through. I don't know if it's this guy's.
Yes!
Which one brings up the photograph? It's probably the one I have to present. Yeah. I don't care what you're saying right now. Yeah, there's still a baby. I just want to know if you got a restaurant. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This is where we got this. Okay, so then it's the old man who brought up the photograph. When you press, I'll give you all the compliments. All the compliments. Oh gosh, you guys are terrible. You Macy's tease me so much. I guess I wouldn't have it any other way. Well, it's gentle teasing. Okay, I think it's here then? This might be wrong. Wait, can I save? I'm not... Oh, yeah, I can. Hold on. I don't know if any of my save files are gonna be spoilery. I don't think so. Okay. I'm just like, yeah, no, it's just, okay. We're saving in slot 3. Yep. Proper save. Alright. Oh yeah, it is resolved. And we're on adventures. Okay. I will absolutely save scum. I don't like getting dings. Okay, Oop, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to-
Yes!
Okay, that was the proper thing. Okay, good, good, good. A little more calm about this now, aren't we? Well, I think, What are you twittering, lad? You call yourself a lawyer? I wished I could. But first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Yunosuke. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. Alright. And thanks for the advice. Deep breaths. Kurekuta-san. This is a medical report card belonging to the victim. I see, and I don't see. What of it, boy? Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement. Something clearly doesn't add up.
Objection!
Dear me, dear me. Have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? I could say the same to you. You've missed two blatantly wrong things. Sorry, what? We're not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateur drivel. What? Let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before time is completely irrelevant. But that's, remember, Yunosuke. You don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There's surely no need to prolong this trial further. The witnesses' testimonies to the court have been clear and concise. I botched that sentence. Me reading that was not clear and concise. Let me try again. The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. Okay, that's a lot better. This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else besides this pale-faced pupil. Because I'm cutting you off there. This medical report card has nothing to do with the case. Do you really believe that? What? The outburst half petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant? I glanced down at my phone for the briefest moments. I thought Samboy's head ribbon was a weird mug on my phone. That's Kazuma! Oh gosh, now you're making me laugh. Little Macy's. Okay. Perhaps it's because the Hotta Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic. A dental clinic? That's supposed to mean something to me. You don't know, right? Late 1800s. Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted. What's this now? And furthermore, if I told you as a result, the victim has been forbidden from eating. Everyone's like, ah. Just what are you trying to say, cadet? You had orders not to eat? So what? It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't... Kurekurta-san. What, boy? What? As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim could not have been eating anything at all. No! Additionally, there's more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case. Because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the side effects of an anesthetic. Ah! Expertly done, partner. He's a baby!
Objection!
What nonsense? You little upstart! Oh, I wonder if this is prelude to Pursuit. While the music may be appropriate, I want to say this game, if you're new to the Ace Attorney games, each game has like its own unique take on a song called Pursuit, and it's always at the biggest moments. The Great Ace Attorney is different in the fact that it usually uses Prelude to Pursuit, which isn't like a proper Pursuit song, and there's like, I think someone counted and they got only 3 times in both games does the proper Pursuit song ever play. And I just wanted to point that out because it's maybe relevant. I think this might be Prelude to Pursuit playing. At least it's more of an upbeat song. It sounds like things are going our way. But the change in music reminded me of that, and I figured I'd just mention that. I'll probably mention again to the point where I only remember 2 times when Pursuit actually properly plays, and I might point it out then. Just because I'm a nerd and I want to point the things out. Anyway. These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Objection!
You? Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic? How dare you? Think it fair to say that the tables in this restaurant have turned, or restaurant case have turned. Oop, missed a word there. Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke? Yes, most definitely. So, having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating the pictured beef steak? The court will hear the opinion of the defendants on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel. Counsel? Oh, well, that means me, doesn't it? Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of your turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it, so, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been the victim himself, me, the 2 witnesses, an as of yet unknown third party. But I'm going to... Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
Objection!
Will not let this go, will you? There was no such person.
Yes!
Yes. There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else eating it. So we have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. The court decides to push through a ruling at this stage. We will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial, relentlessly. That's supposed to be made of sturdy stuff. Restrain this many feet. I'm not so sure anyone's strong enough to break through a bench in this game. Oh, and also, if you want to see the desk get desk stands, I'm actually not sure what the proper terminology is for the things they could lean on in front of them, but I guess stands works. Anyway, the little stand table thingies in front of them. You should see the main prosecutor in this game. You should see what that man does. He's funny. I can't wait until we get to him, but he won't show up, I think, until the third case? Yeah, I don't think he shows up until the third case in this game. Because the next case, slight spoilers, but we're on a boat. He's definitely not there. I think we finally get to London proper in the third case. Anyway. Kazuma. Are you insane? You would take on the government? Don't underestimate this man. Don't worry, Counsel. I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I have issue with them. Those two witnesses on the stand. Ace Attorney goes, I'm on a boat. Really do. What? What are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if it now turns out the two of you were deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously, you'll be charged with perjury. Perjury? And since this is a murder trial, you'll also be deemed complicit in the killing. Complicit in murder? No! You could just do. Oh. Negative. There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. I was just following orders. That's right, as the man says. We just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told us. Cat's out of the bag. Ow. Immediately into Chihuahua mode. What? What did you just say, Korekuta-san? The vase cannot protect you. Oh, no. You were just following orders. Now, hold on, lad. I was, You say you never saw the gentlewoman. Heather. When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas? I think that vase makes for a force shield. I know, right? He has slammed that vase down on the, I think it's just a railing in front of them, and it didn't break, so that actually may be a sturdier vase than we give it credit for. What?
Objection!
What? What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements. Is that true, you pair? I don't think Aochi was in on this. Korekuta. It's like silence. No said. Just one. Just one simple slip of the tongue. Okay, I know this is probably not the best moment, but I really want to add this in here. The gavel this man is using looks like the Lucky Mallet. You know the one, if for anyone who's watched me play Okami, that shrunk Amaterasu down to a smaller size? It is an actual thing in Japanese folklore. Okay, that's finally out of my system. Moving on. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. I'm not... Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this. It's probably other people. And who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? Well, that's classified. You're prepared to be tried as conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Ryunosuke, From the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn into silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Aochi had any idea about it. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, only a handful of possibilities. It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Well, any ideas who might be behind this? We can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses. We can continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut. Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever really did it wielded his or her power here. Do we have anything already? Yeah, I got the victim. Oh. Wait, I can do this now. Haha! I remember this. Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Crime Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. You gotta read it. Okay, I'm moving again. Hello. Hello, boys. What's up? Well, that's unexpected. What is? Look, you see, it says the witness's name here. Satoru Hosonaga. Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point. It's not the name that's unexpected, it's his job title. His job? Oh! Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector? What on earth? There is a mole! I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. They're wielding it somehow here. Aha! I'm like, wait, do I have anything? And then I'm like, wait a second. Alright, we're back over here. Ooh. I just minimized a window for me. I don't think that affected anything on your end. Okay, so court needs to adjourn for just a moment. So the dad can put the baby to bed. He's clearly fuzzy and in need of a nap. I know, I'm like, can somebody please watch this child? Please? The poor baby. But no, that's not happening. Apparently this courthouse is full of a bunch of men who don't want to take care of the baby besides the actual father of said child. Who's just like, my baby! This is my kid. He did bring a pinwheel, so I'm like, I can say that. At least Nosa is like, he's pretty, he's trying his best for his kid. Okay, yeah. Alright, pass by. Alright, that's the only thing I think I needed to do. Question, if dad goes to prison, does baby go with him? I think the models are tied together, so yes. I think if we had a prison scene, we'd see, there'd be Ryunosuke looking going, why is your child with you? And like he didn't have anyone else watching him. So they just sort of let the baby stay. I'm pretty sure that's what would happen. Because limitations of video games, let's go. Anyway. But how? How can we possibly... I just found out. Remember how we made progress before? Before? This curse is static modeling. We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh yes, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? Yeah, okay, we need... Yeah, these just... There's no time to lose. I'm gonna move. I want answers. Okay, I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe. Please, wait, Your Excellency. I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. I knew nothing. Yeah, I believe it. And what does the defense have to say about all this, well, Your Excellency. No time to think. I'm just gonna have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes to my head. Ryunosuke! Oh, wait. It's going to be Hosonaga. Oh, I have to push X, not A. Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga-san. Hosonaga-san? The waiter who took the stand earlier.
Objection!
Poppycock! What possible reason would the waiter have to make the witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence. For once, I would agree with you. If that is, the man truly were a waiter. What? He truly were... Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit the court with the truth. Truth about Satoru Hosonaga sounds real identity is proven by this evidence. Here's the business card. There's a chance they could have been able to hide or the model. That would depend on how the model was made. Yeah. It depends. But probably. Anyway. Plan of the restaurant sketch by the man in question. I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can include anything. Sorry, Your Excellency. That's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest. I beg your pardon. Or perhaps I should have said the front? Yes. It's the front of the back of the card. That's what the telling detail is. The judge is like, I'm just as confused. Somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say. Hosonaga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession, his true profession. The waiter's profession, but that's surely... Good gracious! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Poor guy is in the back sweating buckets. What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard of any mention of this before. The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power, absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witnesses there in the stand? Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Everyone's sweating buckets. This place needs a mop. Oh, wait. Oh. I am clicking on the wrong things. This place needs AC. That's what she said. Was it he that told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentleman at the scene? Well... Hold it. Okay, who was that? Oh, Hosonaga. Inspector Hosonaga. Hello there. I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. Okay, this is just a flashback from earlier. We just all saw this, so I'm just skipping through the dialogue. He was nervous about it. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake. So, you mean to say, you really are a detective? Silence. Why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course. Your salary might... I was working undercover. Undercover? Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would also have been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner, therefore I'm led to assume that in your professional capacity as police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Are you gonna say anything, Hosonaga? Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable. As I suspected. It's just Cosmo here going, yes, I understand. Ah! Stop it with a bang sound effect! Jeez, my poor ears. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, a gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady, whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say... remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. How rich is she? That's my question. But if this Englishwoman was... what if this Englishwoman was the killer? I think that would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect. Well, without irrefutable evidence, it would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. It's not right. Oop. Flashing to everybody. Are we gonna need an intermission? Nope. Because if we do, I'm gonna have to... Okay. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. And I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical facility's research laboratory, is a young English woman. What? Everyone's panicking but Hosonaga. You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean... when I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Brett. Just a brat. Okay. She is indeed a foreign student studying in She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yume University's medical facility. What? What is happening here? I am in under the orders from the police bureau. Why am I having such a trouble saying bureau. Sigh. Okay, I'm just gonna keep pronouncing it. It was weirdly. I'm sorry, viewers. I made that under orders from the police bureau. I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her at the testimonies. Stretching mustache. Yeah. There. Bows. It must now be up to your excellency to decide how to deal with the situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particular critical premise. Bureau. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Margaret. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we now discover that this premise is false, it would be a dissertation of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point. Oh my gosh. Ouchie. Oh, your name's a pun off of ouch. Like ouchie. Ouchie. Haha. Haha. I forgot about that. I now that I've seen it, I'm like, oh yeah, I figured this out before, but I forgot and didn't remember until just now. Anyway, or I re-figured out more accurately just now. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But your excellency, no, I mean, missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Dissertation. Thank you, Margaret, for the pronunciation guide. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency. But that means we'll be going against the special orders you were giving from the police bureau. 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 As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So, it won't be a problem? No, it probably will be. Are you gonna be okay? Oh. Nothing will get in my way. I like how determined. Are you gonna be okay, my dude? Clean your face off. Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes. Oh, and she's like, Your Excellency! Good. Then we'll have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. Is this man dying of PPO poisoning? I think the implication is he has some kind of lung disease, but he's had it for a while, so he's not too fussed about it. Oh. I love the musical sting there. Okay, no, we're not saving there. We're saving on 3. Where was I on 3? I thought I was on the autosave. Okay, whatever. Yes, here. We're saving here. Is it gonna jump in right after? I don't know. No, it's gonna stay on this. Okay. I'm stopping here because I knew this was gonna need to be a 2-parter. I think these earlier cases will be able to do in 1 and 2 streams. I think the later cases will be at least 3, if not some of them 4. But for now, I'm gonna pause it here. And we're gonna be calling it good. I did get to the intermission, so I am happy about that. I think I'm gonna be going off of the breaks. Ooh, yawns. Okay, now I'm sleepy. Yeah, tuberculosis. God. Waiter dude looks like he has tuberculosis. Yeah. Yeah, Ace Attorney games are long for later cases. Yeah, I looked up, because obviously this game's, if If you're noticing in the starting screen. Well, maybe did I have it? No, I didn't. I don't think I showed that on stream. But this game came out in 2021. I think, at least that's the copyright. I'm pretty sure it's 2021. And, ugh. I'm gonna smack my cheeks. Wake up, self. Yeah, I'm sleepy now. I'm like, okay, voice act over. We're winding down on the stream. Now it's nappy time for Leona. I'm like, no, brain, we gotta do the outro. Oh gosh. Anyway, well, yeah, but yes, I'd probably be going off. They have a lot of, like, as you've seen, to be continued things, so I think the cases are pretty well broken up, so I think I will try to be keeping the stream segments to the lengths for when there's a break. Knowing me, that one of these moments is gonna be like, oh, I need to stop it right now, and it's gonna be like 5 minutes later there's a break anyway. That's gonna probably happen at least once. But yeah, I was looking at a walkthrough, and I was seeing how much time, because this is just like, you know, it's just going right into it. There's not a lot of fluff involved. And I'm like, between me reading, which is gonna take a bit more time because I'm reading things out, and me just interjecting in moments with my own thoughts, because, you know, I am a streamer. I gotta have my own content, even though I'm putting my own content kind of already with the voices, which, honestly, I'm surprised I was doing so well with the voices once I got into the swing of things. I'm not a voice actress, so I'm like, I'm impressed when I do anything, even like mediocrely. So yeah, I do hope, even though we're in the opening trial, which is functionally, as of with most Ace Attorney games, the tutorial trial, just to get you into the swing of things, we'll be seeing another one of these, because like I mentioned, Ace Attorney, the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles here is actually 2 games bundled into one. Because we got Adventures and we got Resolve. So it'll be the 6th case we do, will be the first case of the 2nd game. Because I'm pretty sure it's 5 cases per thing. And what are people saying? Classic coughing up blood symptom, and it was a big problem in the cities at the time. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm pretty sure it is supposed to be tuberculosis, because I know that was quite a problem until... oh boy. I feel like it was, I want to say, like the very first few decades of the 1900s, somebody figured out how to treat tuberculosis, but yeah, it was very easy to spread. I know that's why you have the Red Death, as it was called in Victorian times. This is in Edwardian times, which is just after Victorian times, if not considered the same time, depending, which is a whole other thing I'm not getting into. But yeah, it's still very much a problem. Let's see, thanks for the stream. Okay, yeah, see ya, Margaret. Okay, oh my goodness, he's not sick. He has a buckwheat allergy and doesn't know about it. Is that a reference to, which game was that? Was that Dual Destinies? Or was that... no, was that Spirit of Justice? There was a case in the Ace Attorney series, the buckwheat allergy thing. Or was it a soba allergy? It was some kind of grain allergy. You could be a voice actress. I don't think I'm talented enough for that, but I appreciate the sentiments. Would an allergy do that, though? My allergy certainly does not make me cough up blood. It just makes me it just closes my throat and I can't breathe, and it's very scary, actually. I've never had to get that bad, but I have gotten it bad enough where it was just barely noticeable, and I'm like, I never want to do that again, because I don't want to have it be a worse situation. Don't mess with allergies. They are scary. I think the joke is coughing up so much he's causing the cough up blood. Yeah, it might be a joke. It is Ace Attorney. Honestly, never figured out what the joke was, other than he's very unfazed by it. You might look up his, well, it might be a Japanese reference, so you have to know some sort of Japanese media to understand the coughing up blood thing. I know All Might does the same thing, but he's got damage. He's got boo-boos. So I'm not really sure. It might be, oh. I know there's a Shinsengumi member, which is, okay, just to not get into a complete history lesson, it's like a notable group of samurai men that's very historically relevant, moving on. But one of them had, I don't think it was tuberculosis, but it was a lung disease, and he did the same thing, so I think there's just some some things with that, with the coughing up blood thing. Anyway, I do have to wrap it up here. So, the rest of the week is going to be more Great Ace Attorney. I will be streaming again on Thursday and Friday. Hopefully my internet provider doesn't do maintenance again and make me have to cancel stream, because geez, guys, put better notice. I didn't know until the internet was down, and I'm like, why? Somebody was just like, I figured it out, the internet provider is doing maintenance. I'm like, really? It was rather frustrating that day. Yesterday was not so great. But anyway, today was actually very much fun. I'm so happy I get to play the Great Ace Attorney. I have been wanting to play through this game again, so to play through it again while sharing it with all of you is bringing me a good amount of joy. So yeah. Anyway, I'll be seeing you hopefully next stream. You can check what is it? The community tab on my page if you want to see the schedule. I had to update it. But I will be seeing you all later, and for now, bye bye. And thank you all so much for coming.